Waiting for it to pop up so I can aptly mute it. Maybe. I'll break it.
If I watch it on my tablet and on my computer, will it count as 2 viewers?
We just went live, it says. Alright. Oh, it's already muted. Look at that. Alright. There we go.
There we go.
Exited host mode. We're not hosting Hyper RPG anymore. Kick them out for the real deal. Alright. Let's get ready to the podcast.
Woo.
Alright, here we go. You ready?
Ready.
Ready for the spectacular intro?
You have a video intro?
Yeah.
It's time for the podcast.
Very high time.
Yeah. That's right. Insert flashy things right here on the screen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another sensational episode.
Is he talking to us?
I don't know who I'm talking to because I have
Who's he talking
3 versions of you guys to look at on this screen. I have 2 cameras. I have no idea where to look right now. That camera. Camera 1, camera 2, and then I have your guys' portraits.
Okay, camera 2, I think, is what's kind of looking at us, so that looks more
camera
natural.
2,
there you go.
That's you guys, and that's the cast right there. Anyways, welcome to another thrilling episode of podcast beta test that Harrison and I have not named yet. Tonight's show, we have returning for the second time.
Third time
you
on
weren't
the
here last
second
time.
podcast.
Yeah. Second time
Did you
on the
guys?
third podcast.
Yeah.
We had Ryan
second time.
last time.
Okay.
Glen over here, professional min-maxer, plays Welby on Tales from the Jaws Dragon. Catch
I
that
don't
every
know what
Wednesday.
you're talking about.
Oh, God. Thanks for helping. And, you know what? I didn't say, how do you want to be addressed?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want to use your handle or your name?
I don't really care. I'm bad at making decisions, so my name is Tarianna. Or sometimes I'm Caliber.
Whatever mood suits, I guess. Our professional moderator, and you also do DMing yourself, correct? Well, Harrison said you were starting to, weren't you?
I'm plotting.
Okay. Potential professional dungeon master. So yeah, welcome to the podcast. Hopefully this is not a waste of your time. Hopefully it's not a waste of any of our time.
My time is very valuable, so better make it worth my while.
Still not sure if he's talking to you and I or the guests.
I'm talking to you, the viewer, and the panel. All right. I gotta stop playing with this Velcro because it probably sounds really weird on the microphone. So we are going to talk Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We could talk. I was thinking we could talk a little bit about. It might be interesting to talk about the game last night since we have Glen here, who participated, and maybe let you in a little DM secrets, which would be fun. The Harrison likes to talk about the Arcana. The last one that came out was really big, and I didn't read it all. So
I didn't read it all. I read a lot of it, though.
God, that thing is massive.
I read a chunk of it, yeah.
So I don't know. Unless you guys want to talk about it, I won't be able to participate as much because I didn't read the whole thing. So we could skip by it and let Harrison have an aneurysm. Which I'm sure will be fun.
I had read it already because, at least the gist of it, because as I was creating my new character to step in whenever Welby dies,
Yes.
this was actually one I was looking at before you said, no, using the Unearthed Arcana.
You're asking. Yeah, because that class is severely OP from my short reading of it.
But I think just about everything in Unearthed Arcana seems a little bit OP, at least what I've read before, for the most part. Yes. There's give and take to it. You know, there's certain things you miss out if you want to, that you miss out from the normal handbook. So it is what it is. But yeah, there's some
like anything that has psionic capabilities is going to be OP. Just you may as well just start out throwing dragons at them because they're just gonna blow them up with their mind.
Yep. And then like really hard to kill on top of that. So
yes.
Yeah, it's.
Would it be okay if my character was in a wheelchair?
No.
Would that make it acceptable?
How are you gonna role play that? You gonna actually cripple yourself?
I'll sit during the whole the whole stream.
Yeah. So I think it was the Mystic, right? Is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mystic class. It's very complex. It's very in depth.
It was 22, 23 pages.
28.
Ugh. See, my brain doesn't even want to remember how many pages that was.
And every single ability that's like a spell will do multiple things depending on what you want to do with it. So yeah, it's very in depth. It would take.
It's bait for a min-maxer to come grab. I tell you that.
It might be.
I was wondering what you were getting at when you kept asking me, like, is it okay if I use some of the Arcana?
No, I didn't say it's okay. I just wanted to know how you felt about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll make a level 10 Mystic for the.
I was thinking about letting Arcana stuff into the arena. To see how that works. Because it might be a good place to kind of play test it.
Yeah, test it out.
Who knows? Yeah. Did you guys have any other thoughts on this Arcana that came out, or any other sort?
I think we covered pretty much all of it. I mean, it's really big.
Oh.
Yeah. It's OP.
Actually, my favorite part of this Arcana is actually the Mystic Quirks. Did you read that part?
No, is that like the wild table?
So you roll a d20 and your character has a random quirk.
Okay.
Okay. So, and it's nothing that's game changing.
So it's a permanent quirk.
Yeah, it's something that you're trying to do in order to role play the character a little bit more. And some of them are, like your character never cuts his hair. Okay, well, how would you really role play that? So some of them don't really make as much sense as the others, but my favorite one that I thought I might want to use this with another character just for the fun of it is you often speak to an imaginary companion and only act with its blessing.
That was really fun.
And I thought that would be so much fun to do.
Unless the DM controls that little apparition.
Just with a regular character. Oh, there.
Hi, Hudson.
The little one has arrived. Then he sees himself on the camera. Go play your game. It's almost bedtime.
Oh, go babysit yourself.
Go. The Xbox is babysitting him.
Yes. He's being raised by TV and video games.
That's not true. They have limited TV time. This is the time before bed is all they get. And I have one that's... He knows I'm doing this, and he's yelling the other room. Gunner.
All right.
Said Netflix, and my Connect decided that I was talking to it. Like we're not.
That's what happens before we changed our Alexa to computer. It would hear us all the time and turn on. It does that at Harrison's house.
Have you seen the video when you ask Alexa if she's connected to the CIA?
No.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh, I want to test it at Harrison's house next week.
We can do that. I want to see if we can somehow get that Alexa more involved somehow into the campaign, because I thought that would be funny. But I haven't figured that out yet. So maybe someone gets a personal robot companion construct. I think
it could be kind of like like a construct that we find in a dungeon that we have to get information from.
Yep.
So, I like it. Let's do it.
Okay, it's done. Unfortunately, though, dude, segue into last night's game, which was it came out to be a lot more fun than I anticipated when we went in, because it was just you and Tony. So it was Baron and Welby. It was the bear from the east and the beard from the east. So you guys went and took on went back to Chinook Canyon to the arena there and made another appearance. Became somewhat more famous than you were before.
I don't think we were famous at all before, based on
slightly. Some people clapped on your way in.
three
We're
goblins.
fast when you burn people down in their own house while they're sleeping.
Yeah. That was a totally different situation, and it was justified.
You weren't there.
Infamous and being famous.
There.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some DM insights to somewhat. We'll call this segment "Breaking the Magic," because Glen doesn't care about story. He's just a min-maxer, so it fits perfect.
That's not true. I like the story. All my characters have stories behind them.
I know they do. You tried your hardest. So going in to last night, I attempted what I rarely do by accident and went in with no story, no nothing written prior. So everything was off the top of my head to get you guys to the arena. And then who you were fighting, I was basically figuring out while you guys were chatting. I was trying to figure out what you guys were going to fight. So it was a little challenge for myself. But I think you guys...
It's just the two of us. You could just roll with it.
Yeah, it's easier when there's just two. Yeah. But like, you know, kind of trusting in the creature ratings, you guys almost ate it with the guy at the end, the gladiator, the big orc, and the little goblin.
I thought you were going to say with the alligators, because technically they did eat Baron. But anyways.
Well, he went into the alligator by choice.
Yeah, I think if we did not both team up on the goblin and take him out, I think we would have lost. If we didn't rush him. Yeah,
that's probably true.
Yeah,
because he was sneaky enough to get away the first time. But you guys, double teamed him and took him out pretty fast.
Yeah, and then I became a bear pin cushion.
Yes, you did.
It hurt.
But yeah, so last night was interesting. Doing that on the fly. In such a small scale. I've only done it a few times before. I don't think you guys have ever noticed. So it's pretty good.
Now, is that sort of how you're planning on doing the arenas in the future? Like that sort of layout, just go in, short rest in between, or no rest in between, or...
Yeah, short. So in between rounds, pretty much how you guys played it last night is basically how it would be run through on Tuesdays whenever we start it. Yeah. So you go in, have a short rest, and you get sent right back out there. Long rests are only going to happen in between nights. So unless maybe a special circumstance would cause it to happen during that match, but that might be rare and far in between.
Okay. I'm going to tell my children to go to bed really quick, so I'm going to mute my mic for just a moment.
Glen's got to go disappear and do some daddy work.
Lay down the law.
Yep. All right. So it's just you and I now. We're going to gab it up.
Yes.
So you said you're going to start or thinking about DMing?
So I've done some like very minor DMing for small parties. It was like 2 people. But I have a group together that is 1, 2, 5, 4 people.
Okay, that's a good size.
And we're basically using it on our off weeks. We get together every Sunday, and my boyfriend works every other Sunday. So we're going to use it as an excuse to still play during the weeks that he has to work.
Yeah.
And I've already informed them to not develop any emotional attachment to the characters.
That's always a great warning to go in.
Yes, this is they're gonna die really fast.
So you're gonna run? Are you planning on running the hard campaign, or just maybe the accidental throwing a creature to high level at them?
Well, I'm assuming none of them, other than the one that I live with, is paying attention.
I'm
So,
back.
my first plan is they're going to basically find themselves in a labyrinth of traps, and it's just going to be trap after trap that they have to think or fight their way through.
Is your name Jigsaw by chance?
It is not, but I do want to play a game.
Yeah, there's we touched on it 2 podcasts ago, because they released the Traps Arcana that came out, and then it has that really long trap that has to take initiative, that you actually have to go through. So it's like step by step by step by step, and all these things trigger. Sounds kind of like the road that you're going down. Are you doing 5e or are you doing a different version?
No, we're doing 3.5.
3.5. Oh, I see.
Yes.
3.5 elitist.
A little bit.
I've read a lot of forums where a lot of people are still playing 3.5.
Yep. Everyone skipped over 4 because apparently 4 was garbage.
4 was garbage. 4 was garbage.
Yeah. I have no experience with 3.5, but I've heard that it's extremely solid, and really good. So
it's I mean, it's been out for a long time, so there's been a lot of time for things to be fleshed out and expanded on. It can be very intricate, which I actually like and kind of prefer, but it can also be dumbed down. So.
Are the things that are coming out now, like with the Unearthed Arcana, is that stuff that you can integrate into 3.5 still?
Absolutely.
It just carries over.
Yeah, I think there would be very little fiddling with stuff that you would have to do to take it to 3.5.
Yeah.
Well, and how does 3.5? I know this is probably a little bit off topic from.
It's 100% on topic, Glenn. We're talking
so how does
3.5.
it differ from 5? Like, what's the main difference that you think between 3.5 and 5? Why do people still stick with it?
Honestly, I don't know enough about 5 to be able to answer that.
And I don't know enough about 3.5 to answer that.
All I know is 5, so.
What I understand, the half races were very pared down. Like in 3.5, I've played with people who had like half dragon, half demon characters who were just so stupid. A level 1. That's not true. My roommate's chiming in, saying that no one lets you do that. But when we lived in New York, the DM that we had there, named Bill, who might be watching if he is. Hello, Bill. He's very easygoing. So when another friend of ours who's like very stereotypical weebo, like just very into anime and special. Yeah, so he made a half dragon, half elf, I think, character, and we were starting at level 1, and he already had plus 30 into spot and listen, and it was just stupid. It wasn't very fun because it was just, okay, yeah, so you see this thing that's coming at you, and there's no sneak attacks. And
yeah. It's like trying to work around a min-maxer that might be in your group.
Min-maxer who has obeyed every rule. Every rule.
The typical plea from a min-maxer. I'm just following the rule book. It's all in the book.
Hey, my monk was solid. Like, there was no gimmick. There was nothing.
You could catch projectiles being shot at you.
That's an ability they get.
And then you attack like 5 times.
It wasn't something I made up. It's like,
and then you use like a key point, and then you get like another 4 attacks. It's dumb.
1 attack.
It's dumb. Anyway, you threatened me with this other new sorcerer that you made, so I don't know about this now.
I didn't threaten you. I just said that he's probably going to be stronger than the monk.
Yeah. So, how long have you been playing D&D? Almost a year and a half, is it?
Since we started?
Yeah, since we started.
Yeah.
I think so, right?
About
Because
a year and a half,
when we went to Cabin, that was probably maybe about 3 months in, right?
3 or 4.
So yeah, probably about.
Well, yeah.
Because we started around January or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I was still using the cleric at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably. I guess
I missed the cleric. I made that one specially for you.
I know.
He was
He's
he was just a missionary. That's all he was. He was spreading the word of Paylor. But what was my point for that? Oh, well, I'm gonna assume, much like many other things, everything comes more naturally to you now when you play D&D. So you find yourself. I think I find a lot of you guys checking the book less and arguing amongst yourselves more. I think that's what the trade-off's been, especially with a certain Harrison, who's a rules lawyer at the table. But I think it's pretty cool. Like I check the book a lot less as well now too. After playing for so long, I don't think I use it as much as I did before. I just make stuff up on top of my head. Hence last night, which seemed to work out pretty well.
I use the book a lot less for things that I'm playing. I still would have to look up things if it was like pertaining to.
If it was new stuff, though, right?
Yeah, like a class like I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
You know, there's or a class that I haven't really like. I have not looked at a rogue really at all because a rogue doesn't interest me in the slightest. I doubt I'll ever roll a rogue, but if I do, you know, it's something that I know absolutely nothing about. Like I would have to look up anything you say about a rogue because I don't know.
Rogues are very fun to play, especially if you're more into the RP aspect, which I understand you might not be, but
like Benton is a rogue. I don't like rogue too much. Like it feels. I don't feel like I'm doing a whole lot. I try to sneak and then I just stab people with daggers that hit for like 1d4 damage, and then I'm like, well, that's it. So I think, like, I like Mistretta. I got to use him once, and then Harrison killed him. So, oh no, I think I got to play him twice. We had like a 2-part campaign, and then he got iced by, I think your character that was a doppelganger.
Yeah, it wasn't me, but it was me, and all I know is I wasn't there, but I was still playing. So
right. That's how Harrison punishes us for not learning the rules. Anyways, yeah. So.
Well, you know, when it comes to rogues, I haven't enjoyed rogues in really any game I've ever played. So I guess that's probably why I'm not too drawn to them in D&D.
You played one kind of in World of Warcraft.
Kind of. I mean, you could. Are you talking about my druid?
You're a druid, and then you stealth. Yeah, kind of.
I stealth. That was the only roguish thing about me.
And you did extra damage from a sneak attack.
Well, the cat form, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was more because I had claws.
You enjoyed it.
No.
Yeah, don't lie.
I don't like the rogue class. The druid's a hybrid class, so
yeah, it's
perfect for me. Just like the paladin
for min-maxers.
Yep.
So as a min-maxer, Glenn, what are you looking forward to most with your next character?
Oh, pretty much just everyone complaining. I do like the where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Oh, min-maxers.
I do like the crazy remarks that I get every once in a while, like, oh yeah, and you get to take 50 attacks and all that, and it's quite fun to listen to sometimes.
Yeah. But
I enjoy playing the character to the best of their ability, what they can potentially put out. So
with your caster coming out, does he have multiple attacks?
He can, but he has to expend. He has to expend. Right? Yeah, sorcerer points in order to do it. So he can only do it a limited number of times. How many sorcerer
points do you have?
At his current level 5. But the way it works, you gotta understand, the way it works is that I can't just duplicate or cast any spell, like I have to. If I'm going to, well, that one is haste. So basically, I can turn one spell into a bonus action.
Yep.
And then use another action to cast another spell. But if I'm going to do like the twinned spell, then I'd actually have to spend enough sorcery points based on the spell level. So like even a cantrip still cost. If I was going to twin a cantrip, it'd still cost sorcery points.
So hopefully, whenever your player does, problem is I don't know if we're going to see your character anytime soon because your druid can't even die. Like
he was
he
close
got hit
yesterday.
really hard. No, no, because to insta kill you, I would have to hit you for almost like 60 damage to like insta kill you when you're sitting at like 4 HP.
Insta kill. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you insta kill?
Otherwise, I knock you out, and then Baron would just pick you up. Like
the same with insta killing Baron. Baron has more HP than I do.
Well, anyways,
So
we might not see your sorcerer anytime soon. So just saying that. Maybe not till level 6, or unless I throw a giant dragon at you guys, then we'll see.
Well, and like I said before, my character, now that we're into some of the tougher things, he will actually have less strength than what he did at level 3 and 4. At level 3 he was pretty beefy, but he really hasn't gained much in the last 2 levels. So he's essentially still what he was at level 3 for the most part. Yeah. There's a few advantages he has.
You only have 1 point in Barbarian, right?
I have 3 points in Barbarian, 2 points in Druid.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea.
So all I'm hearing is that your DMs need to find something that's resistant to slashing and piercing damage.
Sort of. Because now that I took my 3rd level in Warrior, I went the bear totem way. So yes, I'm only when I'm raging. When I'm raging, I actually have resistance to all damage except psychic damage. So
yeah, but that doesn't.
So if he makes a mystic, then I'm screwed. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the damage you're dealing though. So if you find something that you come across that is resistant to the damage you deal,
they
can just pound away at you and.
Oops. Yeah.
Yep.
None of the characters that I've ever made unkillable.
Like this bear, your monk was near unkillable.
Monks are damn near unkillable.
Yeah, like I could not like touch you, or if I did, you're just like, I turned to vapor for a second and then come back. Like
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know. You just didn't die. I tried so hard to kill you, but you just didn't die.
You know what? I do have to say though, on my monk, for the most part, I rolled really dang well. I have not rolled nearly as well with my druid warrior. I was rolling a lot of 20s, and I don't know how, because I'm using the same dice and I'm not rolling them anymore.
Cheater.
I know the same dice. The dice Mike bought me. So.
Oh, it's my fault now.
It's your fault.
All right then.
But no, I was rolling probably an unnatural amount of 20s. It just the luck of the draw. I rolled several zeros or ones that really sucked as well. But
he got stuck,
and you always punish me for it. So
inside a bear's butt.
That was
fun.
Wonderful.
Then the other best one was you punched the ogre in the butt.
I know. Every time I roll the 1, you're just like, oh, well, you just slipped into his ass, and that's how it works.
Glen, this is a PG-rated program.
Please.
Wow.
My kids are in bed.
You punched the ogre in the butt, and it farted on you. And then that fart made you cough and gag. Then you punched it in the butt again, not learning your lesson. But then you you succeeded. You got a critical hit. So then you took a deep breath of the fart and became immune to ogre gas, and it invigorated you, and you killed him. So it worked both ways, and like the exact same fight. You rolled the natural 1 and you rolled the natural 20. That was great.
So, yeah, I enjoyed the monk character, but
Yeah,
It was time to move on and play something else.
it's pretty good.
I'm playing a monk currently in the game that we're playing right now.
Open hand.
Yes, with a quarterstaff sometimes, but
Well, honestly, in 5th edition, I don't know how 3.5 is, but in 5th edition, I don't see a reason to go any other way than open hand. The other two options are so. I mean, there's some cool things about them. So if you want to play more utility versus pure damage, but if you want to cause the most damage, you have to go open hand.
it's about the same in 3.5. You get the same benefits with a quarterstaff. You get the same. Right now, I'm at level 6, and I get a +8 attack bonus, and I get that with the quarterstaff too. With the quarterstaff, you get 2 strikes per turn, even without flurry of blows.
Yep.
The second one you get the offhand negative to it, but I mean you're a monk; it's not going to be anything debilitating. I carry a sai because it can it has like a +4 to disarm, +4 or +5. And I just carry that just in case. But yeah, pretty much it's just I'm here to punch things. So,
Run in, hit them, run out. Right?
not even run out. I've got a max HP of like 66 at level 6. I'm
Oh wow, that's a
I'm
lot
a-
higher, I think, than what I had.
so
You did what?
Glen's getting envious.
I know I think that's a lot higher than what I was because my monk ended at level 6. So, but I want to say he was only at low 50s in health.
yeah.
So
Also, too, your rolls for your new health pool could have been low as well.
yeah, that's true. What's your AC?
19
That's
without
pretty
any
good.
special stuff. I don't have any magic items or anything.
Yeah. I think mine was 18 or 17, and I think it was 18. Actually, I don't know if I still have him.
I probably still have him in files somewhere. I could look it up.
Yeah.
He's
I was just curious.
Deep within the archives of our past campaign.
Yeah, I don't have him on my tablet.
I'll look it up really quick.
Do you have the latest, or do you just have the start? I don't remember if I sent you.
I always told you guys, update your character sheets.
I did.
March
on the app.
31st of last year was the last update for this one. Jesus fuck. God, this is bringing back horrible nightmares. Hold on, let me drag this. I wish I could put this on screen somehow. Can I? Hold on. You guys chat amongst yourselves. I'm gonna figure out how I can show people this catastrophe of a
Chatter.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is the cleric. They still said that I was broken or min maxing, and I had Mike make the cleric for me, and they still said that I was broken. So I can just never get away from the curse of min maxing, I guess.
Oh, there it is. There we go. It's on
There it
screen
is.
now.
Ooh,
There is
thanks.
your.
I'll take a look at it
I think that should
when
show
it pops
up
up.
in a moment. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I was 19. Okay.
Oh, don't adjust the PDF. I'm a fool. I didn't know I was doing that. There we go. So yeah, there you go. Armor class 19. That's horrible, horrible memories.
Yeah, see, look, only 37 hit points though. So
Yeah, this was. Look at your dex was maxed at 20.
my dex was that's.
You're a crazy person.
I was a monk.
This is so bad. But I like how your hit points 37.
Yep.
That's it. But you still wouldn't die. You couldn't die. It was impossible.
+5 initiative.
Yeah,
that was fun.
So my strength on my monk is what I've maxed out.
Oh really?
And we have a cleric that travels with us, so he likes to cast full strength on me, which gives a +4 to strength, which increases my modifier by +2.
Well, you get the option as a monk to either go strength or dex.
Yeah.
You get to choose which way you want to go. I went dex with him.
Yeah, I mean, my dex is still pretty high, too. I rolled really well on this one. I think it's a 16 or 17. So, yeah.
I did not roll his stats. I used the starting player handbook stats.
Oh, yeah, we usually roll.
This next
Yeah,
character,
this next one we rolled for that one.
Yeah, and that's how that's how my character is going to end up min-maxing, is because they got a pretty good
I'm allowing it. But
charisma.
so the caveat to that though is that you can't. You have to play. You have to play your character.
Oh, absolutely. My character has the strength of. Oh gosh, my new character. I want to say 8. So I mean, he's not going to be able to.
I mean, that's not insanely like wimpy. Like I think Tony had
9.
his at like 2. Like his strength was wretched, with like a -3 modifier or whatever that equates to. So, like Tony had a hard time.
At level 5, this sorcerer I've created, I have a 20 charisma, and I have an 18 dexterity. Jeez. My lowest stat is
I'm doing
strength.
this to myself. That's what I'm doing. By allowing this, I do this to myself.
You want to know what my spell DC is?
Oh Lord, what is it?
It's a 16.
What? Your spell save is a 16.
It's a 16.
All
and
right.
my spell, my attack bonus with spells is a +8 at level 5. It's that charisma. It's the maxed out charisma.
Leaves the Glen.
People actually, I'll tell you, if they're watching, if our compadres are watching this, they're gonna hate me, this next character, because he's I'm gonna have fun with him. I'm gonna do what I normally do, which is cast a bunch of spells and blow things up. But he's very charismatic, and really all the spells I took are either lots and lots of damage or charming type spells. And so I'm going to have fun with our campaign.
I hope so.
I hope you allow me to do some of the things that I want to do.
Yeah, so with some that's for the next campaign coming, or not next campaign, but the next segment coming up, I'm thinking about doing more of with doing the episodic every week, it's pretty tough to come up with a whole new little story every single week. So being it much easier to come up with more of a bit longer overarching campaign, I'm thinking about running short campaigns where they're going to be maybe about, I don't know, 3 months at the most worth of time. So we do, or maybe even 2, depending on how these pan out. So
doing like a designated number of nights, like you say, I'm going to do 8 nights of this.
Exactly. So we can have more of a beginning, middle, and end to our story. So I'm testing this out now with the new island that I'm sending you guys to. After you won the arena tournament, sending you off to the island, you're going to have this whole little story down there, and then you're going to come back. So hopefully that takes, I don't know how long, but I think it'll be easier for everyone to get more into character and have a bit more story and substance instead of, World of Warcraft style quest of go fetch me this and then come back. Hey, I have this, piece of meat and I need you to take it to my brother. That's the innkeeper over in Pine River. And then you guys deliver it and then you get coins and then you come home. So hopefully this works out. We'll see.
How are you going to deal with those who are there one week and then not there the next?
Ones that have plans interrupted.
I was going to say, do we get a Hearthstone?
I don't know. We'll figure out how that stuff works. But yeah, it's
give them a side quest.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give them a side quest, and either have them like RP it with you separately.
Yep.
Or
that's a good idea.
Like, hey, you fell asleep and they left you.
You fell asleep on the boat and the boat's headed back home. So
you rolled off the boat and nobody noticed. So
now you get to survive on a small little raft made out of kelp in the middle of nowhere.
Halfling, so you float.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So hopefully that'll help people think of or get more into character, because I know that's a bit tough. Doing it every week in episodic, you don't really get a chance to meet many NPCs that you have some sort of lasting relationship with. So I think the last ones you guys met, that was it, Milton and Waffles, I think, are the two.
Yeah, Milton Waffles. But in the campaign that we did before, probably the one that stands out the most is the one that I can't remember his name. But
Barnaby.
Barnaby, thank you.
Barnaby Jones
yeah.
of the Heminessa Wares Explorers.
Barnaby Jones.
Yes.
He was a Murloc that could speak common with the use of a little trinket around his neck, and he had a really bad accent. And he was a safari hunter. I love that character. That's probably one of my favorite characters. Yeah, and every time he finds someone new, he'd be like, "Oh, hello there." He's like, "Barnaby Jones of the Heminessa Wares Explorers Guild. How are you today?" And everyone would just get annoyed with his very pretentious and I don't know. It was fantastic. Everyone loved him. But yeah, so then I hope to have more characters in there. So because in the old one you had Bim, you had Barnaby. I think those were the two. Shorty, yep. Who else? Was there another one? I think that was it. Those were the main three. Shorty was getting you home. Bim had the arcane crystal, and then Barnaby you met in the cave when you saved him from the Umber Hulk.
Yes.
So, yeah. Anyways, so hopefully this works out with a little bit longer of a story, and then that might give Harrison maybe a chance to make a little bit longer of a story for himself, so then we can do his for X amount of time that it takes. So it might work out a little bit better. Instead of still doing a large overarching over a year, 2-year campaign, maybe these more manageable ones will be easier on everyone. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. DMing. It's fun. It's a fun, rewarding experience, I think. I don't know.
Usually.
Sometimes.
It's super easy to do, right?
You should try it sometime.
I've thought about it. I've got a story in my mind that I'm playing out.
Oh, all right.
So,
super secret.
When it's ready.
Oh, you're letting it cook a little bit more.
A little bit.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, let us know, and then you can DM whenever you are ready.
Okay.
Yeah. I found your old character sheet.
Which one?
Randall Greycastle. Yeah. That was your
cleric.
Your cleric. Holy moly, he had 20 AC.
One you made. This is the one you made.
Why does he have 20?
Because you wanted him to have that.
Yep. So, anyways, you only had 11 hit points. You guys met him again at the end of the campaign. But anyways, so yeah. Anybody have anything else cool or interesting that you want to talk about? D&D related. Not D&D related. Anything.
Add mashed potatoes.
All right then.
They're tasty.
All right, so we can end our little soiree here into podcast territory. Any closing statements from you two? Cool.
Yes.
So,
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That one's free.
All right. Dun 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 dun. Okay, we're gonna end this very awkward silence of a podcast, and we will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Arizona time, 8 p.m.
And
Mountain.
Later, everywhere else.
Yes, later everywhere else. I don't know about Hawaii time. I think Harrison said they're 3 hours behind. I don't know. He's out somewhere drinking pina coladas, I guarantee.
Who cares about Hawaii time?
All right, so signing off for tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody in chat, and tune in next week, 7 p.m. Pacific time for another Tales from the Jaws Dragon. This was podcast version 0.03. I don't know how many more beta versions we're gonna get, even though the overlay over there says 2.
Yeah, it still says version 2.
But you know what? I don't care because this overlay's ugly. So this overlay is bad. Yeah. So stay tuned. There'll be more from us. Visit our website for more information. Follow us on Instagram because that's really all that we use. We don't like using other stuff because it's boring. Yeah. So bye, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for attending. Thanks for being part of this podcast, you guys.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
You are welcome.
This podcast.
We'll see you again sometime.
It looks like he's trying to eat his mic.
Yeah. Anyways, bye, everybody.
See, I'm like, ha!
All right, everyone, have a good night and peace and stuff. Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on,
peace.
Glenn. There you go.
I'm here.
Team player.